Amazon is unarguably one of the largest retail stores on earth. And in addition to that, it offers lightning fast delivery services, earning it a reputation of not only being versatile, but also being reliable. It's really amazing when you think about how quickly Amazon delivers goods, especially considering how much they have to move every day. Now, this efficiency has a lot to do with Amazon's smart warehouse, and this warehouse is what we'll be looking into in this video. First off, when we say Amazon warehouse or smart warehouse, you should know that there isn't just one. Amazon has 110 warehouses in the US alone. The implication of this is that the warehouses have to be somewhat specialized. That is, the goods and products that each warehouse carries and/or the amount of said goods and products that they carry has to be relevant to the area where they are located. Now, the way Amazon is able to figure this out is by making use of deep learning AI. Before you even log on to the Amazon website to make a purchase, Amazon can get a general idea of what you might need. How? Well, the algorithm tries to figure out your preferences based on your age, socioeconomic status, location, and previous purchase history, if you ever bought anything on Amazon. Armed with this result, Amazon will do more than just suggest these ultrapolations to you. They will go ahead and stock the warehouse closest to you with the results. Think about them doing this with everybody in your area, and you have an idea of how they stock their warehouses. That is the constant and intuitive availability of products, is the first step to being able to offer lightning fast delivery services. Now, after you've made your buy request, your order is then sorted. And this is something else that is interesting about Amazon warehouses. These warehouses are run by a combination of human and robotic personnel in such a harmonious manner that Amazon is able to meet up with their promise of a 24-hour delivery window. Here's how it works. The human employees do not do the running around. Instead, the robots, which are kind of like squat Roombas, pick up shelves, which Amazon calls pods, and deposits them in front of a human employee at a stationary workstation. The human employee then does the sorting at that station. That said, the harmonious and moving and sorting has not always been Amazon's way. In fact, they only started using this method in 2012 when they purchased Kiva Systems, a robotics company that does amazing warehouse automation. The company's first robot model is about 30 centimeters high and can lift up to 450 kilograms while traveling at 3 miles per hour. Prior to the automation of Amazon's warehouses, the human employees had to scramble around from one section of the warehouse to another to pick up the different orders. But with the automation, not only is Amazon able to deliver quicker because the robots are able to retrieve stocks at about 3 times faster than humans, the human employees are also slightly less stressed. In addition to that, the overall cost of order fulfillment is reduced by 40% because of quicker sorting, making delivery considerably more affordable for the user. Now, here is something even more interesting. Probably in a bid to keep Amazon's edge of providing the fastest delivery service of any retail outlet, Bezos decided to change the robotics company name from Kiva Systems to Amazon Robotics, and then made it so that former Kiva Systems, including big names like Walgreens and Gap, could no longer purchase new Kiva technology. The implication of this is that no other big name will be able to catch up to the delivery standard that Amazon offers, at least not until an automation company like Kiva Systems enters the market. Currently, there are more than 200,000 Amazon robots across different Amazon fulfillment centers, and there have been improvements made on the flagship version. Where the flagship Kiva is 30 centimeters in height, the latest Kiva, Pegasus, is 20 centimeters, allowing its space to carry even more load and making it cheaper to produce and maintain. Furthermore, where flagship Kiva can lift 450 kilograms, Pegasus can lift 600 kilograms. What's more, Pegasus can be made to work at the sortation stations, simply by customizing a conveyor belt with it. And Amazon claims that this has reduced incidences of errors in delivery by half. That said, these robots, hundreds of them, are able to run around the warehouse, picking up shelves and dropping them at the sortation stations, all without knocking into one another, a random object or human. Now, the reason for this is something that has been mentioned before, AI. So in this case, AI is used to basically control traffic by coordinating the route of each individual robot. Basically, what this means is that each robot has a specific route that it follows, based on what the algorithm considers to be the optimum speed and most efficient route for each robot. In addition to that, the robots are also programmed to find the nearest charging station and charge themselves when their batteries run low. That said, with the introduction of these robots came adjustments to the warehouses for the benefit of the robots. For instance, the skylights were covered so that the robots are not confused by the glare, and where the AC units used to blow downwards in the areas where humans work, they now blow sideways so that the air does not knock items from the top shelves as the robots are moving them. Now, these Roomba-like robots are not the only robots that work at Amazon. For one, there's a RoboStow robotic arm that can lift 1,200 kilograms, whose job is to sort out shipping pellets. And there's also the labeling robot, whose job is obviously to label packages, and it can do one package in just 1 second. That said, while the robots are super efficient, there is still a lot of work that requires critical thinking and dexterity, and they are generally best handled by humans. So yes, even with the influx of robots, there are still actual humans that work in Amazon warehouses, and they are typically involved in stowing and picking. Stowing happens when goods arrive in the warehouse. It is the humans that put the goods into different pods, which would then be moved by the robots when they are needed. As for the picking, it happens when an order is made. So after the robots move the shelves to the sorting station, it is a human that picks a specific item to be packed. Working conditions are kind of tough for the human workers, though, as they are somewhat expected to work like their robotic counterparts. For one, each picker has to fulfill 280 items per hour and is only allowed a 1 in 2,200 items margin of error. Anything aside from that would be punished. And all of this tension is even worse whenever sales skyrocket. Probably because management realizes how intense working in Amazon can be, management decided gamifying the work process will encourage the human employees to work faster and more accurately. Basically, what happens is that instead of having a graph tell the human employees what their productivity rate is, they engage in in-house games and stuff. For instance, one of the games they may engage in is a mission racer, where the faster and more accurately an employee works, the quicker their little car moves around the track. So basically, how far along an employee's car is showing how productive they are. Amazon also gives Amazon-branded gift items to employees who they deem hard workers. Now, if you're thinking that these conditions do not seem particularly right, well, you're not alone. Amazon has been under fire for not only being the long working hours and intense practices that it subjects its employees to, but also for the largely unsafe working conditions. Reports say that about 14,000 serious injuries occurred at Amazon sites in 2019, and in the UK alone, ambulances were called to different Amazon warehouses about 600 times in 3 years. On the other hand, Amazon says that it invests heavily in employee safety, but the workplace injuries that said employees suffer, especially during peak sales season, say something different. So yeah, Amazon warehouses are an interesting blend of robots and humans working somewhat harmoniously. However, whether or not that harmonious working is beneficial for the human employees is a topic for a different video. But you sure can tell me what your opinions are in the subject on the comment section below. And while you're at it, please hit the like button, and if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Top Quick Peek if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so that you know when I post a new video.